Hello students, I am again Dr. Sujit Kumar Agarwal. I am Associate Professor of Physics in the Department of Applied Sciences and Humanities at Kamala Nehru Institute of Technology, Sultanpur. We are studying electromagnetic field theory, which is module 2 of the physics subject KAS 101T and KAS 201T. This is fourth lecture of the series. So, let us see what we have learned till now. In previous lectures, we learned integral and differential forms of the laws of electricity and magnetism. Then we understood some mathematical concepts, namely vector and scalar functions, gradient of a scalar function, divergence, curl of a vector function, line surface and volume line surface and volume integral, divergence and Stokes theorem. Further, we saw what is continuity equation for current, how is it obtained and what does it represent. And then we also understood how Ampere's law is not applicable in case of time varying fields and currents, and we learned how Ampere's law has been modified by Maxwell to make it applicable for time varying electric and magnetic fields, and what is displacement current and what is its physical significance. Okay. In this lecture, we will understand Maxwell's electromagnetic equations in integral and differential forms and their physical significance, and we will study electromagnetic waves in free space. So, let us start. Maxwell's equations. First, we will understand Maxwell's equations in differential form. So, this equation is first equation, this equation is Gauss's law, del dot E equal to rho by epsilon 0, and this shows the divergence of electric field at a point is proportional to volume charge density at that point. The second equation is Faraday's law, del cross E equal to minus delta B by delta T. E is electric field, B is magnetic field, rho is volume density of charge, epsilon 0 is permittivity of free space. Faraday's law, del cross E equal to minus delta B by delta T. This shows that a time varying magnetic field induces an electric field. This third equation is modified Ampere's law, del cross B equal to mu j plus mu epsilon delta E by delta T. B is magnetic field, mu is permeability of the medium, j is current density, epsilon is permittivity of the medium, E is electric field. What does this equation represent? This shows that a time varying electric field induces a magnetic field, and this fourth equation is del dot B equal to 0, divergence of magnetic field B is always 0. And what does this represent? Magnetic field is solenoidal. Solenoidal means magnetic field lines are closed curves, they do not have sources and sinks. It means free magnetic poles do not exist in nature. So, divergence of magnetic field B is always 0. Now, these equations we will understand in integral form. In integral form, Gauss's law is surface integral of electric field, surface integral E dot ds equal to q by epsilon 0. Q is charge, or it can also be written as surface integral E dot ds equal to 1 by epsilon 0 volume integral rho dV. Surface integral E dot ds, here surface integral is evaluated over a closed surface, and volume integral rho dV. In this, volume integration is done in the volume which is enclosed by the closed surface. So, what does this Gauss's law represent? The total outward normal electric flux from a closed surface is proportional to charge enclosed by the closed surface. This is Faraday's law. Line integral of electric field over a closed circuit is equal to minus delta by delta t surface integral of B dot ds. B is magnetic field, E is electric field. Electric field is integrated over a closed circuit, and magnetic field is integrated over the surface which is enclosed by the closed circuit. So, what does this equation represent? We have already said many times earlier. This shows that induced EMF in the closed circuit is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux associated with the circuit. This is modified Ampere's law, and this shows the line integral of magnetic field along a closed path is equal to mu times surface integral j dot ds plus mu epsilon delta by delta t surface integral E dot ds. Surface integral in this equation is evaluated over the surface which is enclosed by the closed circuit, and this equation shows that time varying electric field induces a magnetic field. This fourth equation is surface integral of magnetic field over a closed surface is equal to 0, because magnetic field lines are closed curves. So, if we take a closed surface in the magnetic field, then the magnetic flux which is entering the surface will be same as the magnetic flux which is emerging from the surface. So, total outward normal electric flux will be 0. So, these are the 4 equations, Maxwell's equations, Gauss's law, Faraday's law, modified Ampere's law, and del dot B equal to 0. These 4 equations are known as Maxwell's equations. Out of these equations, none of the equation is from Maxwell. Actually, Maxwell modified just Ampere's law, but this brought in new induction phenomena. So, these equations are highly important. Maxwell's contribution is most highly important in this electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic field theory. So, these are the 4 Maxwell's equations: del dot E equal to rho by epsilon 0, del cross E equal to minus delta B by delta t, del cross E equal to minus delta B by delta t, del cross B equal to mu j plus mu epsilon delta E by delta t, and del dot B equal to 0. Here E is electric field, B is magnetic field, mu is permeability of the medium, epsilon is permittivity of the medium, J is current density. Okay. So, let us write these equations for free space. For free space, we can put rho equal to 0, charge density 0, current density 0, mu equal to mu 0, mu can be replaced by mu 0 in case of free space, and epsilon can be replaced by epsilon 0 for free space, and B we can substitute mu 0 H. Here H is magnetizing field or magnetic field which is in ampere per meter ampere per meter, and B is magnetic field or magnetic induction field in Tesla. Okay. So, with these substitutions we get these equations. Maxwell's equations for free space are del dot E equal to 0, del cross E equal to minus mu 0 delta H by delta T, and del cross H equal to epsilon 0 delta E by delta T, and del dot H equal to 0. These are the equations for free space. Let us take curl of del cross E equal to minus mu 0 delta H by delta T. So, what we get? We get del cross E equal to minus mu 0 delta by delta T of del cross H, and curl of electric field. This can be, you can expand this by using vector identity. Curl E equal to gradient divergence of electric field minus del square E. So, what is this operator del square? This is written on the right hand side of the slide. Del square is equal to del cross is del square is identical to delta 2 by delta x square plus delta 2 by delta y square plus delta 2 by delta z square. Okay. So, we can use this vector identity. So, we get gradient of divergence of E minus del square E equal to minus mu 0 delta by delta T of del cross H. So, for from Maxwell's equations for free space, these equations are written on the right hand side of the slide. From Maxwell's equations for free space, we have del dot E equal to 0. So, del dot E equal to 0, and we can substitute for del cross H from Maxwell's equations for free space. So, we get this equation minus del square E equal to minus mu 0 delta by delta T epsilon 0 delta E by delta T. This is same as this equation gives you del square E minus mu 0 epsilon 0 delta 2 E by delta T square equal to 0. Similarly, taking curl of del cross H equal to epsilon 0 delta E by delta T, we can get this equation, and we can expand the left hand side by using vector identity, and then substitute del dot H equal to 0 and del cross E equal to minus mu 0 delta H by delta T from Maxwell's equations for free space, and we can get del square H equal to del cross H, this equation and this equation. We have these two equations for free space from Maxwell's equations for free space. And what does these equations indicate? Let us see. From Maxwell's equations for free space, we have obtained these two equations. These equations show that each component of electric field E and magnetic field H satisfy the wave equation. This is the wave equation, del square E del square psi minus 1 by V square delta 2 psi by delta T square equal to 0. This is the wave equation. You know this equation. This is equation of a plane wave propagating along x axis with velocity v, You know this equation. If we differentiate this equation twice with respect to time t and twice with respect to x, then this equation leads to this equation. This is in one dimension for plane wave, and if we write this equation in 3 dimension, then we have del square psi minus 1 by V square delta 2 psi by delta T square. So, this equation is a wave represents a wave in 3 dimension, and here v is velocity of the wave. So, if we compare third equation del square psi minus 1 by v square, if we compare this equation with equations for electric and magnetic field, if we compare this equation with these two equations, then we have mu 0 epsilon 0 in place of 1 by v square. So, first of all we can understand that electric field E and magnetic field H are propagating as waves, and with velocity v which is equal to 1 by square root mu 0 epsilon 0. If we substitute values of mu 0 and epsilon 0, then this comes out to be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, which is the velocity of light. So, from Maxwell's equations we find that E and H, time varying electric field and magnetic field, propagate as waves with velocity of light. Okay. So, let us understand the propagation of plane electromagnetic waves in free space. Let us understand the transverse nature of electromagnetic waves. Transverse nature of electromagnetic waves, plane electromagnetic waves in free space. Plane electromagnetic waves means let us consider the waves propagating along x axis only. Transverse nature, transverse waves are the waves in which vibrations are perpendicular to the direction of propagation, and in electromagnetic waves who is vibrating, it is time varying electric and magnetic field, propagation of time varying electric and magnetic fields. So, let us consider plane waves. We write wave equation as y equal to psi 0 sin omega t minus k x. So, this kind of a plane wave is in this kind of a plane wave, psi is function of x and t. So, if psi is a function of x and t, then wave is propagating along x. Okay. So, if we consider electromagnetic waves propagating along x axis, then E electric field is function of x and t, H magnetic field is function of h and t. So, if but E and H are vectors. So, components of E means E x, E y and E z all are function of x and t. Similarly, H x, H y, H z all are function of x and t. So, if E x, E y, E z are functions of x and t only, then if E x is differentiated with respect to y or z, then it will be 0. So, delta E y by delta y and delta E z by delta z and delta H y by delta y, all these will be 0, you will get this. Okay. These are the Maxwell's equations for free space. Now, from del dot E equal to 0, we have delta E x by delta x plus delta E y by delta y plus delta E z by delta z equal to 0. Now, E x, E y, E z are functions of x and t only. So, delta E y by delta y, this is 0 and this is 0. So, from this equation del dot E equal to 0, we have delta E x by delta x equal to 0. Now, delta E x by delta x equal to 0 shows that E x is either constant or E x is equal to 0. So, if we say E x equal to constant, but we are understanding, we are discussing the propagation of waves. So, we are not interested in constants. So, here what we get? We get E x equal to 0. This delta E x by delta x equal to 0 shows that E x equal to 0. E x equal to 0 means if wave is propagating along x axis, then electric field has no component along x axis. Okay. Electric field has no component along x axis means electric field is perpendicular to direction of electric field is perpendicular to direction of propagation. Okay. Similarly, from Maxwell equation we have del dot H equal to 0. So, similarly from del dot H equal to 0 we can show that from del dot H equal to 0 we can show that H also has no component along x axis. So, magnetic field is also direction of magnetic field is also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave, right. So, now plane electromagnetic waves in free space we are understanding and transverse nature. So, we have seen that if wave is propagating along x axis, then E vector has no component along x axis, means E vector is perpendicular to the direction of propagation, and E vector is in the y z plane. Okay. So, let us choose our coordinate axis such that y axis is along E vector. If we choose y axis along E vector, then E vector will have only y component. E vector electric field vector has no component along x axis, and we have chosen y axis along E vector. So, E vector has only y component. So, how will we write E vector? E vector will be j cap E y. E y means E vector has only y component. E vector has only y component, which is a function of x and t. Y component is along unit vector j cap. Okay. So, electric field is expressed by j cap E y. So, from Faraday's law we have del cross E equal to mu 0 delta H by delta t. So, how to solve left hand side? We will write determinant I j k delta by delta x, delta by delta y and delta by delta z, and the components of electric field. Electric field has only y component. So, 0 E y and 0. So, this is determinant and on the right hand side we have minus mu 0 delta by delta t I h x plus j h y plus k h z. The operator del is this I delta by delta x plus j delta by delta y plus k delta by delta z. I j k are unit vectors along x, y and z axis. You all know this very well. So, let us expand the determinant on the left hand side. So, we get minus I cap delta E y by delta z plus j k cap delta E y by delta x, and on the right hand side minus mu 0 delta by delta t I h x plus j h y plus k h z. Now, on the left hand side E y is function of x and t only. So, if E y is differentiated with respect to z, that will be equal to 0. So, this term goes to 0 because E y is function of x and t only. So, from this equation we have let us equate components of the vector on the two sides, then we get mu 0 delta h x by delta t equal to 0, mu 0 delta H y by delta t equal to 0 and mu 0 delta H z by delta t equal to minus delta E y by delta x. We get this, and from this equation we get H x equal to 0, magnetic field has no component along electric field. From this equation we get H y equal to 0, that is magnetic field has no component along y axis, and the z component of magnetic field is given by this equation. So, what we saw? We saw that if electric field is along y axis only, if electric field has only y component when the wave is propagating along x axis, then magnetic field has only z component. So, electric vector and magnetic vector both are mutually perpendicular in the electromagnetic wave. So, in the electromagnetic wave, E vector and H vector are perpendicular to the direction of propagation, and also they are mutually perpendicular. Okay. So, that is all for this lecture. In the next lecture, we will understand phase relationship. We will come back to this propagation of plane electromagnetic waves in free space, and we will understand the phase relationship between electric and magnetic fields. We have seen that electric and magnetic vectors are mutually perpendicular and perpendicular to direction of propagation, and in the next lecture we will see the phase relation between them and transverse nature of electromagnetic waves in 3 dimension and electromagnetic waves in non conducting media. Okay, thank you.